What a man is thinking when he is ignoring you. Okay, the mystery of the male mind. So this one drives us ladies a little mad. We don't like it when men ignore us. And I want to offer a different perspective, a new perspective, and some ways on how to deal with this when a man is ignoring you. First, I want to tell you about this superpower that you have that you may not even know about, which is your feminine energy. If you want to attract and keep high quality men, then you will want to tap into your feminine energy and use that as a way to attract them. It is very easy attracting men when you're properly using your feminine energy. So in my description, I have a free report that is the 9 feminine texts that you can use in your text messages. Texting is very much of our dating culture now, and you must know how to text using your feminine energy if you want to attract men. So grab that in the link in my description. Okay, so let's get into what a man is thinking when he ignores you. So number 1 is chances are something happened, something changed. You may have said something to him, something may have happened in his life, and it has brought up some negative emotion within him. He may be feeling upset, feeling sad, feeling troubled, feeling anxiety. Okay, he's feeling something. And often when we are in the middle of processing an emotion, we tend to want to ignore everyone and ignore people. We tend to want to hide and avoid and not communicate. He is in the middle of processing some emotion and he doesn't want to talk to you because he doesn't want to say something he's going to regret. Number 2 is he is stewing on a problem. When a man comes across a problem, a lot of times they don't just want to talk about the problem. They want to come up with a solution. And their way of coming up with a solution is by having space and time to think about it, to process it, to come up with a solution, right, on their own. A lot of times women like to talk about problems, talk through the problem in order to reach a solution. Men are not typically that way. They just want to think and come up with a solution and then talk about the solution. So what that looks like for a lot of men is they will do something else. Okay, they will go play video games, they will go to the pub, go to the bar, go drinking with their friends, do an activity. First of all, that helps them gain perspective, right? Removes them from the problem for a little bit, and then they can come back to the problem with a different perspective. And this is their way to process emotions as well. So while they're doing the activity, they're actually processing an emotion, a negative emotion, and they're also in the back of their mind working on solving the problem. Okay, a lot of men are this way. And this process may take some time, especially if it's a very big problem. It may take them a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a month. Number 3 is what he's thinking is something else, as in he is procrastinating. Women send messages that is highly confusing and mixed. Okay, there's a lot of mixed signals in there. It's not super clear what the message is she's trying to get across. And this makes it difficult for him to respond. Okay, because men are, especially if he really likes you, he wants to be careful with his words. He wants to be deliberate. He's mindful of how his words are going to come across. And if you send a confusing message to him, he will struggle to figure out how to respond the best way. And in a lot of men, instead of responding, he will just put it off. He'll just put it off, procrastinate, sit on it, because it's easier to do something else like play video games than to sit and figure it out. So number 4 is he is reconsidering the relationship with you and possibly losing interest. He actually is thinking about you and feeling bad about it. Okay, I think a lot of women, they think that if a man is losing interest, he's having the time of his life. He's having parties, having fun with all these other women, not thinking about you at all. And the opposite is actually true. Like, he has a human brain, just like you and me. And chances are, if it's not working out between you and him, he's feeling bad about it because he wanted it to work out, right? Think about this. He invested his time, his money, like hours, days, weeks, years, however much time he put into you. He wanted it to work out. So if he's reconsidering the relationship now, that's a bummer. That sucks. Like he's not celebrating that. So again, if a man is then feeling bad, he will be either procrastinating, avoiding that feeling, or he is processing that emotion in his man way, which is going out and doing things, playing video games or whatever, in order to process that emotion. Okay, so that kind of makes sense why he wouldn't be talking to you. He'd be ignoring you because he's going through emotions. Now I want to give you some tips on how to handle this. First of all, what you don't want to do, you don't want to message him, call him, contact him at all. All you have to do is just watch if he messages you. If he doesn't message you, then the message is clear. He no longer wants to invest in a relationship. He no longer wants to be in a relationship. If he does message you, then that means he does want to keep the relationship going. That's all you need to do. You don't have to call him or text him at all. Now, the deeper stuff. Those of you who are into self-development and inner work, the deeper stuff, okay? So, the real reason you're probably watching this video is because you are terrified that he is judging you. He thinks less of you. He's comparing you to other women. That's what we all kind of worry about at the end of the day, that when a man is ignoring us, he's thinking badly of us. He's rejecting us in his mind, and that feels like terrible to us. It feels like death to a lot of us to be rejected by a man, like in his mind rejected, okay? That's why we don't like silence, because we worry that he's thinking negative things about us. Your brain has evolved to seek approval, especially from people you like and respect. So you need to really be mindful of this. So catch yourself, right, when you find yourself obsessing about him, and this will happen a lot, right? I find myself, I'm just doing my normal everyday stuff, getting on with business for the day, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm thinking about this person. I'm convinced she doesn't like me or he doesn't like me, and I can't stop myself thinking about him, obsessing about it. Doing this other thing, boom again, keep thinking about it, worrying about it. There this person is again, worrying about what they're thinking about me. I'm sure he or she is thinking this, they're thinking that, right? And I'm feeling bad. Worry, worry, worry. Obsess, obsess, obsess. Okay, takes me out of the present moment, disrupts my day. You want to catch yourself doing this and take a step back from it. Once you do that work, now you're going to be much more tapped in to your feminine energy. And your feminine energy is all about relaxing, being, accepting, loving yourself. Okay, because when you feel more love within, you show up better. You show up more amazingly, more radiantly with yourself and in the world. And of course, that kind of energy, that high energy and vibration will attract high quality men. So if you would like to learn more about the feminine energy, then you may want to check out my free quiz. If you take that quiz in the description, that will give you a feminine energy score and also more tips on how you can embrace and tap more into your feminine energy so you can more effortlessly attract and keep high quality men. Okay, all you have to do is go to the link in my description. Now you know what a man is thinking when he ignores you and have some practical tips on how to handle this. You may want to know the secret to keeping a man interested. All you have to do is stay tuned for my next video. I will share the secret of why some women have it easy and others don't, and the real secret to keeping a man interested. Just stay tuned and watch my next video coming up right now. Okay, I'll see you there.